guys, it's Julie from Plan to Create, and I wanted to bring you along today while I do some things to set up my March planner. Now you can see I've already started to work in my monthly. I go ahead and add in things that are basically not going to change. So like my son's MLR games, I can add those in with this shape sticker. I know some dates that we'll be traveling and some appointments I have. So those things are added in, but I will continue to add to this throughout the rest of the month. This next page I reserve for a monthly mission board. So the page directly following my month, I create a mission board, and I'll kind of give you a peek because I feel like it's something that has evolved, and I may go ahead and film as I pull it together so that I can go into a little bit more detail. But I kind of just started to throw in some things on the January pages. It didn't really have anything in mind specifically, but having done that, then I feel like I had a little bit better of a plan for February, and I'm thinking that this will just continue to evolve, and I like that. This page I primarily reserve kind of for some content ideas. I break it into the different weeks and things that I might want to share, and then I realized, oh, I got this fun new stamp from Kerri. You'll see it in a second. And it's like, oh, I'd love to track kind of what I've been reading that month in one spot. I include it on my weekly pages, but it would be nice to see a collective view of that. I have kind of wish list areas, and then you'll see in January I had kind of these, I had used these sticky notes from the planner spot, and they're great, but I realized like one isn't probably enough for the whole month, and then two just kind of gets a little thick and bulky, so I thought, oh, well, I should just go ahead and kind of take that idea and make my own little incoming, and that seemed to be just enough space for a month. And then you see all of these here. These are kind of projects and time block categories that I would block my time out for. So like I like to work in big chunks of time, and these are the things that I typically am working on throughout the month. So as I am in my pages, like this week, I have a Kerri Bradford assignment to complete. And so I have a KBS sticky note, and I just have been, I've been carrying that from day to day, and actually going to kind of finish that today because I have been playing around with some of her stamps, but I want to go ahead and complete my project. So that is what I reserve this space for directly after the month. And then I have not pre-planned the months at all. I've kind of just left these open, but I will probably come through for the whole month and at least do my lines with my Tombow marker. I've been doing kind of these same light lines to create categories for my weeks. I like to break it down into the things that I want to accomplish or the things that I want to look back on and track. And so that's that first page. But then I have been doing these cute, fun middle pages, and they've kind of been evolving. I started off using Kerri Bradford stamps that she has that are similar to this. And then these here are actually stickers from WASHI Paper Co. She sells them like an entire month's worth on one sheet. Really convenient, really handy. I had that set up. And then this week I thought, you know, I love Connie from Coco Plans. I love her R's journal. I haven't ever tracked one down, and I don't know that I want a separate book, but I was like, why don't I take that format and just, you know, lay my weeks out like that, so it gives me a little bit more specific space each day for journaling. The other pages kind of morph, and, you know, it gets a little bit messier, I guess you could say. And this was a little bit more tidy, but no, not as tidy as Connie's. Hers are like gorgeous and beautiful and very elegant, and mine are still going to be a little splotchy and collective here. But I traveled that week and just wanted to include some of the things that I was up to, and then I went back to this style and just like, you know, let it kind of evolve however it evolved. And then I'm here during this current week, and I tried Connie's method again. So it's really easy to lay this out, and I think I will repeat this for the month of March, or at least getting started for this first week. So I thought I'd bring you guys along just to kind of show how I set that up. And I didn't used to pre-decorate it all. Like these ones are very much every day. I would just come in and choose a sticker or draw something that like kind of related to that day. And I'm torn. I think both are fun. There's something nice about just allowing that space to come in and doodle, something that was day specific. But it's also sort of nice to have like a little bit of a generic layout. So I think with the new stamp set, I'm going to show you here in a second, it's going to allow me like a really nice general setup, and I could still come back and add stickers because it's so basic and flexible. Let's go ahead and get started on that. And I'm looking here, it's the 3rd through the 9th. I need to make sure I note that. And I'm actually going to take this out of here just to get a little bit less bulk going on. I have quite a bit of stuff here in my front, and so that does end up bulking under that left side a little bit, if I'm being honest. Let me just kind of flip you through the new releases from Kerri for March. This is one that I've already played with a little bit, and that book of the month stamp, you can see that pop up. I'll try to zoom this in a little bit. you know, if you're doing a book journal, which I am literally tempted to do in these back pages, I thought that would be really fun to just keep track of the books I'm reading this year. And so often, like, I don't remember anything about the book, like within 3 months. So it would be nice for me to jot a couple little notes, like what was it about? So I kind of have a basic, you know, framework of, yes, I read that and I actually remember what it is. This is a larger version of her never ending calendar. She has this smaller little version available that she had released a couple months ago, and it's super cute. And now a slightly larger one. This is great for, you know, adding some of those dates. I oftentimes use my Planner Spot calendar stickers. You know, you might see those pop up on my pages periodically, and they're just easy is basically the reason why I do that. So this is like a little bit more economical. You have it, you don't have to keep repurchasing stickers throughout the year. So that's a fun new release that she just brought out, 1st of March here. Some of these I've got stamps off because I've already been using them and playing with them. But this is a great travel set. It's called Time to Fly. So lots of like travel-ish words. I love this. Final Destination. I've been stamping out some different ideas, and you can see just how crisp and beautiful that is. And then you can use these to maybe put in your airport code or whatever. So really, really liked this set, and it will come in handy for me for sure. But I was really drawn to this set, The Simple Life. And you can see there kind of I just played around with some different things, kind of just seeing how some of the stamps coordinated together. You'll see that I did pull out this set. It's a date. It's an older one of hers, but it has a lot of the calendaring stuff, and I thought that that was a fun combination with this little date stamp. So that's what I kind of want to do for the month of March, or at least for this first week in March, to kind of get that set up with some of these botanicals. I thought that that's a really pretty combination. So I thought I'd just bring you guys along. It's not complicated, and that's kind of what I love about stamping, and specifically Kerri stamps. Like, you can take this as multi-layer as you want, or it can just be this really simple little addition. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of block off these dates, but I'm going to go ahead and, like, I guess, quarter this off, and I can already kind of see the line from the shadow of the previous page. And I don't go all the way to the end. I go like 2 lines down and then save, like 2 rows to 2 rows. I have that kind of saved. And again, I just don't go all the way to the sides. And apparently I don't worry about it, whether it's straight or not. I'm always going to be a little bit sloppier on camera because I feel like I'm always, dang it. I'm always rushing a little bit more because I just like don't want to hold you guys up, which is silly because I can edit. So I need to slow down. And stuff like that bugs me. Like right now it's like, but honestly, like once the page fills out, I know by now, like it's not a big deal. I have been coming through and just using these little Planner Spot stickers because I have all these extra little dots from like her monthly add-ons that I've been purchasing. And I just like to stick those in the middle. I don't know if the Hours Journal has like a little dot that inspired me. I think it does. So just throwing that in the middle is kind of a fun detail. So I'm going to use these guys, and I have my inks handy right here. This ink is what I would use if I'm just stamping directly to my pages. I'm pretty comfortable with it, and especially with a nice thin detailed stamp like this. But I pulled this one out because I wanted to show this paper to you guys. Again, Connie from Cocoa Plans shared this with me, and I use clear sticker paper, but also this washi paper. I feel like it is even maybe thinner. Like, I mean, this clear sticker paper is really thin, but I thought, I don't know, this washi paper, it like really blends in nicely to the pages. It feels thin because I'm not looking to add a lot of bulk on here. If you're not comfortable stamping directly to the pages, which I'm always somewhat uncomfortable with that. It's always a little bit scary, I know, and if it's scary for me, there's a good chance it's a little frightening for you guys too. So I just would recommend grabbing some clear sticker paper. I use Avery or this new one. I'm going to dig into this, grab a sheet, and it's very glossy on one side, so you know that that is the bottom. And you can see it's almost kind of the same shade, maybe even as my paper. It's not a perfect bright white. It's a little bit creamier. I don't know if you can tell that from there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp out several of these, well, 7 of them. And like I said, I would be comfortable doing this directly to my page. I mean, I could show you guys one of those options, but I kind of like this idea because I'm going to have a chance to lay it out and see where I want these. It might actually be wise of me to go ahead and stamp the actual dates on here while they're all connected. I feel like that might make a little bit more sense. So I'm going to do that, and I'm kind of debated, did I want that in black or, you know, in the other sample here you can see I used green. I think that that's super cute, but I'm not really using green in my planner. So I'm going to grab Sandcastle, and I haven't tried this yet. I'm going to do a quick test to see if that actually looks the way I want. Sometimes colors don't show up as crisp and nice on washi paper as say a black. Yeah, it'll be fine. It's not super noticeable, but I'm okay with that. So I'll just get these all stamped up. That's easy peasy because I got to repeat. Now it'll be a little more technical because I'm going to be grabbing each date individual, cleaning it. You know, it's gonna take a little bit more. It would also be really cute to come through and like overstamp with a big fat number. That's something I kind of thought of, so maybe I'll try that in a future week. Sorry if this color isn't picking up great on the camera. It's gonna be fine for me in my book though, because I don't necessarily want that to be the major detail. I want my cute memories and other things that I add to be like the forefront. Part of why I kind of wanted to do the cutting out here is that I wanted to see, like, did I like that? Or I also kind of like the idea of it coming off from the side. And this is just kind of where, you know, I can get that initial inspiration from the art journal kind of just set up, and like, you know, several other planners have this. I mean, I could go either way. I don't know. That's cute too. Okay, so just like that, it's kind of like stamping for chickens. Like if you're a little bit scared to go straight onto paper, there's always that option, and I wanted to share it. I am actually also really considering taking that travel set stamp. We do have a trip coming up, and I think I want to do that on one of these days. Ah, so crisp, so good, love it. Honestly, on a big travel day like this one that's coming up, it's kind of nice to have all this space taken by a larger sticker like this. The other thing that I have started to think about was this space, and I know the hours journal, I know that they include a little date, so I'm wondering how hard it would be to go ahead and just throw that in. I'm using her never-ending calendar. I like a Monday start. I love that she includes both Sunday and Monday. So let's kind of play with this and see if we end up including it. When I get a new set like this, I do take an eraser to these. It's not mandatory, but it's supposed to kind of help prime them so that the stamps will be more likely to pick up ink. Okay, so there's a couple ways you could go about this. And because I'm stamping onto washi paper that I will then cut off, I know that it is a little bit wasteful, but it would be super easy just to stamp this, stamp the calendar over it, and cut off the ends. I'm very tempted to do that, because the other option is that you stamp the calendar first, and then maybe you have to washi off using like a nice masking tape. So that is another option if you're wanting to feel kind of conscious about not wasting the paper. But to be honest, I'm probably lazier than I am conscious. So I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, you're gonna notice I have some of this hanging off the edge, so it's not even gonna get inked because I don't want it to. And then we'll just do at least, like, see, I have to get that one too. Let's do that. Okay, so I got a little tiny bit there, but not an issue because I will cut it off. Yay! And then I just do this guy. I maybe should have stamped this first to make sure I got it all in the washi. I hope I did. I need to cover this before I make a mess. Dang it, I did get a little bit close on this side. So I think in hindsight I would have stamped the square first and then tried to line everything else up with it. But I also think this is going to be okay. I have been liking The Time Will Tell. I've been liking that March. So I mean, I know that obviously this includes the stamp, and I think they would all fit. But it's just a lot of like the same font to me, so I thought that this would be fun to break it up. And then I'm going to let this dry for a while, but I might eventually come through and highlight this week. Tombow marker like the N42 would go nicely with this. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. It's like a super subtle line through, but that's kind of fun. This is like getting so structured. Like if you saw my very first pages, they were so like loosey-goose. So it's kind of funny to me. You know, like this is just loosey-goose. You can't really even, you can barely see the dates. They are there. But I do like this. And I kind of want to allow room to add in some loosey-goose from here. I've got a major structure, but I will probably want a little bit of just goofy. It's like it would be fun to just come through and add a few of these. So like actually that right there would be cute. So, and then on these I'm going to try and be brave, and I'm going to stamp straight to the page so that you guys can kind of see that concept as well. So I'm trying to kind of like think of like coordinating these two pieces so it's not so disjointed. Please, please, please. Cute. Okay, I'm cool with that. I feel like I'll repeat that one again because I don't like to just have one random thing like that. And then I would like one that's not going that direction. Okay, that's so delicate, the lines on that. I literally love it. I'll show you really quickly. Like, you can actually kind of see the stickers because of the fading, but there's no bleeding through. Basically, I wanted to reassure you of that. Just kind of throw in a little bit of text here, and it makes this into like a little bit of a triage. It's not just like a random stamp. And again, like I could just keep going and going and going right here, but what I want to do is make sure that I have room to add my memories for the days. I want to make sure that I have room to kind of play and, you know, honestly like mess it up a little bit because I don't want it to be perfectly perfect. The other thing I could kind of come through and do is add a little bit of washi. The one that I love is not very sticky right now. This one is just like not, see how it's like not being sticky. I keep having to push that down, which is super frustrating. Well, let me get this on here first before we have a giant mess. I'm sure the rest of you are feeling anxious about that. Sorry about that. I also have like these stickers that I ordered from Etsy. It's a shop called Beatrice Vayaiwai, and those would actually go really well with this color scheme too. It'd be kind of pretty to add some of these in amidst the other stamps, kind of soften them up a little bit. So I kind of like that idea. Like I want to let the day kind of see what's going to happen, but I feel like I have like literally added a lot here. So again, I don't want to go nutty. But these colors are just so perfect. In fact, even just like an ink swatch might be kind of pretty to add a little bit of layering. Now these are on the Avery Clear sticker paper, so they're a little bit different than the washi. I mean, any and all of these would look really good. And this is like obviously a sheet that is cut up, but I printed it, I loved it because it was all the colors of the like the tombos that I use, so that makes it fun. I want it to overlap a little bit. Literally, I see this tiny little dot and I just want to add some little dots. And then I need to stop. I can't stop. I need to walk away. I will keep these in mind as the week approaches. I'll have these in my planner so that if I want to add these in the pages, I can. I will add in my final destination. I think that's kind of fun. And if I want to, I could like kind of come through and color these just like loosely, you know, add a little bit more depth into that, which I think I will. And I'm not even like trying to get into the actual dots. I'm just like, yeah. I hope that this translates. I think it's gonna look a lot better once I get my writing on it. This is very dark and bold. That, you know, take that away and it might have been a little bit better. But we're kind of doing this and we'll see how it works out. All right, so thanks for joining me. And I think I will also throw together my March mission board, if you will. If you guys have been around for a while, you know I used to do a mission board. I would print out a sheet of labels and spotlights of different things. I would cut it down to fit my planner and then just use those spaces to kind of highlight the things that I wanted to focus on that month. And I'm just doing it a little bit different now, kind of the same concept but different. So I'll go ahead and put that together, keep my camera on, and hopefully that video will follow. So I hope that this kind of can encourage you guys to find a less intimidating way to include stamping into your planner pages, especially when you're using a really thin, unforgiving sheet of paper. Remembering the washi paper is an option, or clear sticker paper. You know, when I take a picture of this, I don't know that many of you would know that those were stickers versus just stamps. Also, like pointing out, remember how messy that was in the beginning? And like my eye can see that now, but barely, because I kind of chose to group around it. I don't think it's as visible or obvious. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you get a chance to dive into your planner today. Comment below and let me know you stopped by. Otherwise, we'll catch you at the next time. Thanks, guys. And I might regret this, and if I do, oh, that will suck. But I just don't want to layer too many stickers on stickers on stickers.